What do you work on?
Worked on everything. First down, second down, third down. Like I said, we had a lot of good work in the spring, and we had a good job this summer of getting together and having some player around practices. So we were able to just dive right into it and playing football.
What are some of the big goals that you have in these early practices?
Just to get assignment sound, especially with communication. Like you said, we got a lot of guys that are here now that weren't here in the spring, and so just getting people on the same page as we're trying to get accomplished here those first, non-full padded practice.
How much of a catch-up period is there for those transfers, those true freshmen that weren't here in the spring?
Yeah, really it's for the like I said, the transfers and the freshmen that weren't here, but we made up a lot of ground in the summer. I was really proud of the way and those guys got these fellas in shape, and really the players taking ownership over the scheme and getting inundated with ins and outs from the whys of why we're doing things.
And because you have so many newcomers, how much shuffling will you do in sort of the street deep during these first couple of weeks of practice, just to try to give multiple guys some reps with ones or twos or whatever, just to see what you got?
Yeah, a lot of shuffling because there's a lot of competition right now. Trying to find the right combination of guys, especially up front. So we also have like a Devo period, developmental period after practice, so we can cross-train guys and get them used to playing different positions.
Just some guys.
They dressed out today. That's sorry, right? But any long-term concerns about some of the increasing that didn't stop?
No, not long-term concerns. They're just right where they should be in the rehab process. Our trainer room and strength conditioning have done a good job of being on the same page, and then getting those guys up to speed. And those guys are taking ownership over and getting their bodies right. And so I'm happy with where they're at. And when they're ready to go play football and can protect themselves, they'll be out here.
What are some early things you want to see from your team this week?
Just the competition and embracing the challenges. That's the one unknown right now. It's just how we'll handle adversity when it hits. Because we got some veteran guys, we got some experienced guys, but we don't have veteran experience together. And so it's just trying to put them in situations where they can get that chemistry going and react to adversity the proper way.
Hudson Carter that they win?
Absolutely. I was really pleased on the throws he had today. He's got poise. He's got communication. He's dealing with communication, and you can tell he's more comfortable there just with his surroundings.
With Dylan slimming down, with Tracy moving to running back, do you feel like you added a lot of depth there without having to really do a whole lot of?
I do. Coach Connor is doing a great job with those guys as well. Tyrone really embracing that move, has changed his body, and he looks comfortable. He looks like a running back, and it's add him to that mix with Mock and with Dylan. I'm excited about what those three bring to the table.
Does this team have a personality?
Definitely. You can, like I said, they did a great job this summer. I know I keep saying that, but they're always around each other. They're always pushing each other, holding each other accountable. It feels like they want the same things, and right now we don't really have any egos, and so that, from my perspective, is a good place to be in. Through day one of training.
Corday, Salim, guys like that, just a little rest.
Yeah, they'll be ready to go when they're ready to go, and no concerns going into the season with those guys. Just they'll be ready already.
This might be a hard question since you see guys these days so much during the off season, but anybody sort of catch your eye today and you just saw and were like, hey, this guy looks like they did some work here over the last couple of months?
Yeah, so it's because we added so many people post spring. There's a lot of oh wow, he's what we thought he was. Again, it's through first day of training camp, but there were plays that were made out there by guys that we brought in to make plays. So that's what you want to see.
Care to tell us who?
Jamal Edger made a few plays today. The guys up front, they looked the part and played hard. And then obviously when you revamped that corner room, the guys made plays there as well.
Did you make any enemies when you said Sanusi was your favorite DB you ever coached? You got a lot of other guys on your team.
I told all my DBs, and I told them no, strictly for the camera. So, but Sanusi's doing a great job, and he's got a chance to be up there in that conversation.
Seems like you have a lot of guys with personalities that are just kind of loose and charismatic. How big of a deal is that where you can kind of keep that loose feel going into, what is going to be a very stressful time up until that first game?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, is create an environment where people are comfortable and confident in their own skin. I'm a firm believer that once you get out in the real world, you have to be confident, and then you can't be as confident as you can be if you ain't comfortable and happy with yourself. And so I encourage them to be individuals, and then learn how to be a team once we step foot on the grass. And, up to this point, that's what they've done. They come in meetings, and they're themselves, and they're comfortable being themselves. They go through transitions where they're comfortable with themselves. And then when we get to practice or we get to workouts, it is a unit, and we're in unison, and everybody's heading in the same direction.
Coach Bielema said that you are ready for this, but how much more ready are you now than you were in December when you came over here?
I'm learning every day. Like I'm not perfect. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna learn things as I go. I do feel confident in the plan that we have, and I'm confident in the people that are in this facility, and I'm confident in the locker room. But at the end of the day, I am constantly learning, and that will be the case for the rest of my career.